Winners of 36 races running in the Jersey Stakes. Numbered account showing very good foot in the center of the course. So Zama in the second colors of Sheikh Mohammed. It's numbered account Zama and Nice towards the right of the picture. Nice just about the overall leader now towards the right. Right up there on the far side is Pinkerton's Pal, and Prince Baber up there as well. But Nice is the leader. Nice, as they run down towards the 5 furlong marker. Pinkerton's Pal in the center. Over on the far side, Prince Baber with Randonneur right up with them too. Nice still the leader though on the near side. Quintiliani for Ireland prominence. So's numbered account. Coming there, Kanaska Dancer on the inside, just poised behind the leaders. Running down now past the 3 marker, and as they do so, it's still Nice the leader from Kanaska Dancer. Zama, Quintiliani in the center of the course. Prince Baber just in behind them, and Leicester making progress over on the far side on Ultimo Imperatore, but it's still Nice the leader on the near side, and the challenger now is Satin Velvet. It's Nice from Satin Velvet, and then on the near side also River Deep. Nice from Satin Velvet and River Deep putting in a run. Dumani over on the far side, but Nice still holding them all as they race into the closing stages and up towards the line, being challenged by River Deep. Nice being challenged by River Deep as they come to the line. It's Nice and River Deep. River Deep beginning to get up as they come to the line. It's a photo between Nice and River Deep, and Dumani third, and Classic Sky a distant fourth. Well, once again a very close photo at the end of the Jersey Stakes, with the finisher on the near side, River Deep number 17, the finisher on the far side, Nice number 11. A photo finish between Richard Quinn on River Deep and Paul Edery on Nice, with Richard Quinn already with his name on the Ritz Club charity board with a winner yesterday. Has he got up in the closing stages? It's desperately close between these two. No doubt that third was Dumani.
And Nice has led for 6 furlongs and 239 yards, that's for sure. Just from one from the right, set a really good gallop. Look towards the far side, the one from the left. Dumani's come with a small chance there, but look at the blinkered runner. 3-4 from the right, River Deep coming from off the pace. Look in the centre and you see Green Desert picking up well for Walter Swinburne, having suffered interference before he started his run. Big horse this, he'll improve with his racing. But Nice is in front, but now here comes the challenger, River Deep. The two of them draw clear of Dumani. Will Nice hold on? He's run so courageously today under Paul Edery, but the blinkers are really helping River Deep, who is such a good 2-year-old, hadn't fulfilled it until this race. As the post gets closer, so the gap between the two of them gets narrower. And now as they come to the line, it's on the nod. Is Richard Quinn going to push River Deep's nose down on the line? So close between the two. Nice battles back on the far side, but at the line, so close between them, with Dumani 2 lengths back in third. So, is it Richard Quinn? His second success of the meeting. Has he got there? It's genuinely on the nod. And this is it. And this is the evidence that suggests that certainly he hasn't been beaten. He's either won or it's a dead heat, River Deep. The price is 20-1 River Deep and 10-1 Nice.
River Deep by Riverman, out of affection, affirmed by Affirmed, of course. He, as I say, would be a second winner of the meeting for Richard Quinn if the number 17 is called. And Nice would be number 1, of course, of the meeting for Paul Edery. And very, very close it is between these two, trained respectively by Paul Cole and Mrs. Julie Merlis. And Richard Quinn has gone into the second spot. And Paul is not going to commit himself at all. Well, however, the print shows it. They both run marvellous races. Julie Cecil in blue being congratulated there, whatever the outcome. If he hasn't made it, he's made every yard of the running bar the vital 2. There's Leicester walking in, the colours of Ultimo Imperatore. First won this race, Leicester, in 1961 on Favorita, and he last won it on Raza Penang in 1981, and he's won 6 of these Jersey Stakes in all. Neither of these two committing themselves to the first spot. Paul Cole waiting to the right there, Julie Cecil to the left in the light blue coat. Well, there is one shot of it, but the judge has just announced that he's calling on a print. He can't read it from the negative, and that won't surprise you, because this is a real close one. It's been the feature of the meeting, the use of the camera to date, but it hasn't had to adjudicate one quite as close as this during the first 2 days. The judge has just announced that whatever the outcome, third was number 2 and fourth was number 8, Classic Sky. That is, third number 2, Dumani, and fourth number 8, Classic Sky. Delta 1's rider just walking through there, and Robert Sangster's first colours, Brent Thompson. Brent, who's kicked off very well on his return to this country, 12 winners already. The white-faced River Deep getting a pat there, win or lose. And it could be quite a little while before the judge alleviates racegoers' tension regarding the outcome of the Jersey Stakes. Quite a while since we had a dead heat, and it's not very, very long odds against that being the outcome. It's just been confirmed that the price of Dan's turn at the time of his withdrawal was 33 to 1, so that there will be no deductions from any winnings that any punters, and hopefully there are many, will be drawing. In the ring, it's odds on River Deep getting the verdict. This chestnut we're looking at in the foreground. Just to remind you, if you hear the result, same time as we do, as you surely will over the public address, he's number 17, River Deep, and Nice, by Diocese out of Rangoon Ruby, is number 11. Well, the signal for horses away before we know the outcome. At least we can give you the result of the 2:15 at Ripon.
First, number 4, Star of Gold, 9 to 1. Second, number 5, Sapperstone Girl, 7 to 2. And third, number 3, Polly Lane, 14 to 1. 5 ran.
Yes, with me, Prince Fahd Salman, the owner of River Deep. It's desperately tight. Do you think he won?
I'm hoping for dead heat. I don't know. I think from where I was, I think he was second. But the dead heat will make everybody happy, I think.
Opinions down here are very divided. Where were you watching the race finish from?
I'm watching it from the owner's stand, and he seems to be second to me, but watching the race from the BBC television, small television, I thought it was desperately close and maybe dead heat. I'll settle. Maybe someone should fix it for dead heat, particularly it happens to be my birthday.
Well, The two trainers had dinner together last night, didn't they? Julie Cecil stayed with your trainer Paul Cole down in Berkshire.
Fix the race. I don't know. We'll see. If it's dead heat, I'll be very happy, and if he's second, I'll be also happy.
And Prince Fahd, the blinkers first time on River Deep certainly seemed to help him today.
That was my suggestion to Paul. I think he needed. He's a bit of a coward, but it seems to work today, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Whichever way it goes, I won't be disappointed. I bred the horse. I'm so happy that he's placed won a Group 3 or whatever.
You've had a lot of fun and success over here with horses like Generous.
Course,
How
yeah.
important is Royal Ascot to you in the course of the
Very
year?
important. It's one of the most. It is the most wonderful place for racing in the world, without any doubt. But I'd say the same if I'm in America. I'm serious. I mean, this is such good fun to be here.
And you retired Generous to stud in Newmarket.
Right.
What news of his offspring?
He's doing wonderfully, and they all look magnificent. And next year there'll be 2-year-olds running, and we'll see how it goes.
And you retained quite a few of the mares that he's covered.
Yes, I've got about 17 shares, and I've sent 11 or 12 this year to him.
Something to look forward to. This is very tense here. If it's taken this long, it must be desperately close.
I know. We will see. Let's hope for a dead heat. Everyone will be happy this way. When I say everyone, I mean me and the other owners.
Just drifting slightly out to 11 to 4, Home Magic out to 100 to 30 from 3 to 1. Then 7 myself, 9 to 1 Signs and Prism, 10 to 1 Tanami, 14 to 1 for Jura, Gay Galanta 14 to 1 from 20, was 33 this morning, and money 2 for Nag 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 16 to 1 from 20 to 1, and 20 to 1 Baldos.
A few more left to go in. Myself will be going into stall 4. Number 2, Daily Starshine with Gary Carter will be going into stall 7, standing nice and quietly. Daily Starshine has run at Bath, York Catholic, and so far her form doesn't look good enough for today. Never mind, it's going to give her owner a great thrill to have a runner here at the Royal Meeting, John.
Yes, didn't run badly behind Millstream at York, but hard to see her reversing the placings. This is Myself going into stall 4. There is Tanami running in the second colours of Sheikh Mohammed. Tanami trained by David Loader, the favourite Millstream in the first colours, trained by Mark Johnston. Tanami beat Sonic Boy by a head at Salisbury first time out, and then found Gay Kellaway's for Jura a length and a quarter too good at Beverley the evening after the Derby.
But was trying to give, I think, £2, John, that day. So levels today, and just getting a reassuring pat from the day. Well, in the betting, we've got Millstream at 11 to 4, Home Magic at 100 to 30, Myself at 7, Signs at 8, and Prism at 9 to 1, and they go 10 to 1 bar those.
Not many more to go in. That's Signs with Pat Edry. Here's Peter O'Sullivan.
And they're running. And a very fast break by Myself. Myself second from the right of the picture. Right up there is Tanami also. And Don Leone in the centre. Don Leone just about the overall leader now, the Irish-trained Don Leone. Don Leone from over on the far side, Tamari. On the near side, Signs, making very steady and significant progress. Signs towards the right with her white face. Myself next to her. Then in the centre, Don Leone. Then between horses is Fajura running fast. And over on the far side, it's still Tamari, with now Home Magic coming there on the far side. Home Magic on the far side, but on the near side, it's Myself the leader. Myself the leader on the near side now from Don Leone in the centre. Tanami under pressure over on the far side. Home Magic with Gay Galanta putting in a good run too. But it's Myself on the near side. Gay Galanta over on the far side. They race up towards the line. It looks like being another photo. Gay Galanta on the far side. Myself on the near side. Gay Galanta's just won it from Myself with Home Magic third. That's the 1, 2, 3. Gay Galanta, Myself, Home Magic, and Tanami is probably fourth. But this is the winner. Number 6, Gay Galanta, owned by Cheveley Park Stud Limited, trained by Michael Stoud and written by Walter Swinburne. Second was number 12, Myself. owned by Bloomsbury Stud, carrying the Tavistock colours of the Bloomsbury Stud, who so nearly duplicated the triumph of her 1980 winning Dam Pushy. Ridden by John Reed and trained by Peter Chapelheim. And third was number 7, Home Magic, owned by Mr. D.F. Allport and Mr. R.P.B. Michelson, trained by Michael Bell and ridden by Michael Hills.
The favourite never really got into it, about 6 on the right, badly hampered, 3 out, now fighting a losing battle. Very great speed, the Don Leone, the yellow colours in the centre of the course. Look towards the right and you see Myself starting her run, but the action's over on the left. Right on the extreme outside, Femme Savant, she flattered for a moment, ran a marvellous race. Gay Galanta, one from the left, now coming to make her challenge. And Home Magic is the other horse who at this point looked as though she'd come home. The favourite well beaten now. But now it's Home Magic, challenged by Gay Galanta on the far side. Don Leone weakens. Myself comes on the stand side with John Reed. And this is where Gay Galanta, despite holding her head high, racing differently to the way she ran at Sandown first time. She showed a lot of speed there. Today, Walter Swinburne's held her up, brought her with this challenge, come to collar Home Magic. Now there's the challenge of Myself on the stand side to contend with, and a great race to the line. And Walter, whose star hasn't been in the ascendant in the last 2 or 3 days, he's managed to nurse or drive this filly home. Filly who's shown so much improvement for that run at Sandown just a couple of weeks ago, back to 33-1 this morning. Although it's officially a photo, looks as though she's held on from the strong challenge of the Chapelheim runner. Myself on this side, so close once again at the line, desperately close, but for me, Gay Galanta has just got it. Now this was the picture 2 out, and the damage already done, in fact, to the favourite. Now this is the favourite, if we can isolate her there, and you can see what happens here. Michael Canan looking for room, and it's Nag who comes across, as you can see, under a strong whip drive and totally takes the favourite's ground, and that put her out of contention. From now on she was always fighting a losing battle.
Officially, of course, it's a photograph to the outcome of the Queen Mary. A photograph seems to be almost inevitable in these marvellous contests at 1994 Royal Ascot. But I don't think there's very much doubt that Gay Galanta has spoiled the unbeaten records of no less than 5 of them who went to post with the record intact, and that Michael Stout has trained the winner of the 1994 Queen Mary for the Cheveley Park start. That's Gay Galanta on the far side, a 16-1 chance, Myself, a 7-1 chance on the near side, and Home Magic, the well-backed second favourite, third. And Walter now has won the Queen Mary in contrastingly different conditions. Won it in very soft ground on risky last year, and on exceptionally fast terrain today. And he's officially called the winner as the connections pose for photographs. The result, official result now, of the Queen Mary Stakes, first number 6, Gay Galanta, owned by Cheveley Park Stud, trained by Michael Stout and ridden by Walter Swinburne. Second was number 12, Myself, owned by the Bloomsbury Stud, trained by Peter Chapelheim and ridden by John Reed. And third, number 7, Home Magic, owned by Mr. D.F. Allport and Mr. R.P.B. Michelson, trained by Michael Bell and ridden by Michael Hills.
Yes, maybe the winning trainer, Michael Stout. Yet another photo and another victory for Newmarket. You're having quite a run.
Yes, and I'm delighted to have won that race for the Thompsons at Cheveley Park. It's our first Royal Ascot winner. We were disappointed after Sandown. We'd always thought this was a Queen Mary filly. But I think Wally rode her the wrong way. You know, he asked her to jump from the gate and she was doing too much early. We took her back home and she worked impressively again, so we decided to come, and we're glad we did. And she wasn't unfancied.
Michael, much faster ground this time.
Yes, I'm sure that would have helped as well. The Woodmans love the fast ground. But I just think that Wally rode her wrong at Sandown, and today's ridden a beautiful race, put it right. She just needs half a chance early on.
Where would she go from here?
Oh, we'll stop and think, you know. We'll take our time to think about that. But she's a filly full of promise, very mature filly, good temperament, loves this fast ground.
Already 2 winners for you at the meeting. Foyer yesterday, another photo finish, and that was perhaps even closer.
Yes, Foyer was closer. Mick Canaan said that when he hit the front that he idled a bit.
He's a nice sort of
He's a very promising horse. I love the way he travelled through the race. He's got a good cruising speed. He's still got a little bit to learn, you know, at the other end of the race, but I think he shows a great deal of promise for the future, and he's still a little bit immature mentally and physically.
Are we looking perhaps at something like some Legend later on?
I don't think he'd get as far as that, no. I would doubt that. But I haven't spoken to Sheikh Mohammed yet. I would just like to go along quietly with him rather than be too ambitious at this stage.
Michael, finally in the Hunt Cup in an hour's time, there's been an inspired gamble on another of your horses, Daya. He won here in the spring. He went off, I think, £18, and you were a bit dismayed by that, but here he is favourite today.
Well, we'll see if the punters are right. I think it was a ridiculous bit of handicapping. We'll see.
Thank you.
And now the starting prices on the Queen Mary Stakes.
The first, number 6, Gay Galanta, 16 to 1. Second, number 12, Myself, 7 to 1. And third, number 7, Home Magic, 3 to 1.
Manina's just drifting slightly, 15 to 8 from 7 to 4, very well back this morning. Then they go 4 to 1 Met Half, 9 to 2 Relatively Special. Lemon Souffle, Lester Piggott was 12 to 1 this morning, now as low as 7 to 1. Zafaf is 8 to 1. Kissing Cousin, another one they backed, is 12 to 1 from 16. Then 16 to 1 Prophesy, 25 to 1 Eternal Rev, 33 to 1 Lady Fairfax, and 66 to 1 Sovinista.
So a fascinating rematch between two classic winners, this filly Met Half and Las Meninas. The score between them, 1 victory each. Their most recent meeting was in the Airlie Coolmore Irish 1,000 guineas on soft going.
Las Meninas getting closer on the outside. Miss Sasha trying to make ground along the inner. Common Rumpus looking for room. And Metcalf switches there. Appears to slightly hamper Relatively Special, but as they race down now past the 2, dancing action from Metcalf. Here comes Las Meninas on the outside. Salvezza just in behind them, and then Miss Sasha and Morcott. They're racing towards the final furlong, and it's Metcalf, the leader, from Las Meninas. Metcalf, Las Meninas, Miss Sasha. Morcott on the outside, then Relatively Special inside the final furlong. Metcalf on the far side from Las Meninas as they race up the line. Metcalf and Willie Carson punch out and drawing away as they race up to the line. Metcalf takes the Irish Guineas. Second place is Las Meninas.
Tracy Metcalf was definitely the better filly that day.
She was. She seemed to be able to accelerate on that sort of ground, and Las Meninas didn't. John Reid said when he pushed the button, that incredible burst of speed, it just didn't happen. And I think a lot was against her that day as opposed to Newmarket, where it was all for her. I think Ascot will suit her a lot better today, Las Meninas, and let's hope she can ping along like she did at Newmarket.
Right, well, let's now move to Las Meninas. And 3 weeks earlier, it was she who had come out better in the Madigan's 1,000 guineas on fast ground. That's why she's favourite today. Earlier, I spoke to her trainer, Tommy Stack. Tommy, the score between your filly and Met Half is 1 each. How do you see the race going today?
Well, I think, Julian, it'll depend on the pace. I hope there's plenty of pace in the race which will suit us and we get the luck in running, because I'm going to take my time and hope we get the gaps and we get through. That's what you need around here. You need a bit of luck.
You got the filly superbly fit for the 1,000 guineas. Is she as good now as she was then?
Well, she's working well, Julian. She's working as well as she was before she came to Newmarket, and I don't think she's gone back. But with fillies, you know, you never know whether they're coming in season. She doesn't look to be in season at the moment, but those fillies can be funny sometimes.
As you say, the pace of the race is the key factor. You need a strong pace to help you.
I need it with a strong pace at Newmarket. She quicken well up off the pace, and at the Curragh, the ground was soft. There was no pace. They walked, and we came there looking like we'd win, but we just didn't quicken up on the ground like the other filly. Like Metcalf is very, very good. You know, after all, she was favourite for the 1,000 in Newmarket, and after a very good run in the Nell Gwyn, we beat her on the day, but she came back and beat us fair and square at the Curragh on softer ground. Let's hope today the ground suits us better.
Well, there she is, and well, can she turn it round? Robert Sangster's colours, no luck for them so far this week, but this is one of the big ones, and Las Meninas is primed. But the big question, where will the pace in the race be? Let's join Jimmy Lindley for the parade.
That is a question too, Julian, and at the moment, Eternal Rave with Cash Asmussen, who is leading the 11 fillies out onto the course, is just giving him a little bit of anxious moments. Cash sitting very quietly, though, and just having a little chat to her, reassuring her, because when you think what she's facing, a crowd of some 40 to 50,000 people, and, well, it's a big thing for this French filly who's trained at Chantilly by Francois Boutin, runs in the colours of Sheikh Mohammed, and has Cash Asmussen, who rode the last winner here yesterday, opening his score at the Royal Meeting, in the saddle. We drop back to number 2. This is Kissing Cousins, trained at Newmarket by Henry Cecil, also runs in the colours of Sheikh Mohammed, the first colours in fact, and ridden by Irishman, jockey of the moment, Michael Cannan. Lady Fairfax, trained by Ron Boss at Newmarket, ridden by South African champion jockey for many seasons, and now rides with a lot of success here, and was our champion jockey. 40 to 1 from 33 to 1, that's Lady Fairfax. Las Meninas, well, what can you say about her? A really gutsy filly, really doesn't know when to quit, trained by Tommy Stack in Ireland, ridden by John Reed, and gave Tommy Stack one of his greatest moments of his life, brought tears to his eyes when winning the Newmarket 1,000 guineas. Number 5, Lemon Souffle, trained by Richard Hannon, runs in the colours of Lord Carnarvon, ridden by Lester Pickett. Had a serious injury last year on her last race, and well, she's reported to have got over it well. She's done a good racecourse gallop, looks very fit. That's her, number 4. Number 5, I should say, Lemon Souffle. Number 6, Met Half, winner of the Irish 1,000 guineas. Nicely on her toes, she's not sweating, I wouldn't worry too much about that. She is quite a highly strung filly, this filly, but she took the paddock very well, but just getting a little bit edgy now. That's number 6, trained by John Dunlop and the mounter Willie Carson, Met Half. Prophecy, one of my favourites. She disappointed in the Musadora at York when tried over a mile and a quarter, but she's very seldom run a bad race over the mile. A little bit unlucky in the 1,000 guineas. She's trained by John Gosden at Newmarket, runs in the colours of Prince Khalid Abdullah, and ridden by Pat Edley. Number 8, Relatively Special, trained at Newmarket by Luca Kamani, ridden by Frankie Dettori, runs in the colours of Helena Springford. 9 to 2 from 4 to 1, this filly. Number 9, Sevenista, trained at Newmarket by Gavin Pritchard Gordon, and ridden by David Harrison. What a thrill it would be if he could get this filly's head in front for this Group 1 race. Number 11, this is Zafar, the mount of Walter Swinburne, trained at Newmarket by Michael Stout, and runs in the colours of Sheikh Maktoum Al Maktoum.
And the front in the betting just easing slightly here as Las Meninas is 15 to 8 from 7 to 4, Met Half 9 to 2 from 4 to 1. Relatively Special going from 4 out to 5. That gamble on Lemon Souffle continuing, 12 to 1 this morning, down to 13 to 2. I've seen a bet of 40,000 to 4 in one hand down here in the ring. 8 to 1 Zafaf. More money for Kissing Cousin, 20 to 1 this morning, now 9 to 1. 16 to 1 Prophesy, 25 to 1 Eternal Rev, 40 Lady Fairfax, and 66 to 1 Sovinista. And Kissing Cousin, more money for Kissing Cousin, now 8 to 1 from 16 here on the course.
So a minor gamble there on Lemon Souffle, the enigma of the race. It's her first run for 8 months. Is she back to her brilliant form of last autumn?
Lemon Souffle coming through between horses, then Ballyket Nancy on the inside, Gothic Dreams looking for room. They're inside the 2 furlong marker now, and the leader on the far side is just been headed now on the near side by Lemon Souffle from Spain Lane as they race now towards the final furlong. It's Lemon Souffle and Lester Piggott quickening away as they race inside the final furlong. Lemon Souffle going away in the Moidlair as they race up towards the line. Lester Piggott hands and heels. Lemon Souffle strides to the line, wins the Moidlair easily.
Well, since then, she severed a tendon in the Cheveley Park Stakes and was confined to a box for over 3 months. Will she ever be as good as she was then, I wonder? Tracy?
Well, she was sensational, wasn't she? All we can go on is the fact that my father rode her last week and reported her to be in great shape, seems to be fully recovered. He was delighted with the way she moved and the way she went. So that's all we can say, really. Just keep the fingers crossed and hope that if she is as good as she was last year, I think she's going to be very, very hard to beat. But there is that problem, and of course the fact she's in season, which she was when she won the Moidlair. But she looks particularly well, I think, and I think we're looking forward to a fantastic race.
In your experience, do fillies give their running when they're in season as opposed to coming in or going out of season?
Well, it seems to vary from filly to filly, but it always is something you would have to take note of as being a little bit of a disadvantage. But it varies on the individual. She doesn't seem too bothered there.
Fascinating race. Let's rejoin Jimmy and John.
Thank you, Julian. Well, there'll nobody shouting louder than Her Majesty the Queen if Lemon Souffle gets her head in front, because she's running in the colours of Lord Carnarvon, who is Her Majesty's racing manager. But what a lovely little filly she is. John and I were looking at her walking around the paddock. We both thought that she looked fit enough. Let's hope that that accident in her last race as a 2-year-old hasn't done any permanent damage to her brain.
Only the racecourse will tell. She seems to be going down nicely with Lester Piggott. This race ran over the Old Mile, that's to say on the round course here, and it's a magnificent viewing course, the Old Mile, because the horses are side on from the grandstands. You can see exactly what's happening, and then they enter the comparatively short straight, and every yard of it's visible to the crowd.
There's the favourite, Las Meninas, mount of John Reid. This Irish trained filly ran out the gamest of short-head winners when beating Balanchine in the 1,000 guineas at Newmarket. That was on her first run of the season, so that was some training feat by a trainer, Tommy Stack. So nearly brought off the Guineas double when beaten a length and a half by Metcalfe at the Curragh. The ground was riding yielding that day, but she's much better suited by the fast grounders which she's got here. And if you look at her there, the way she gets her hocks underneath her, she really is a racing machine.
She looked really well for a horse that had been trained to win the Newmarket 1,000 guineas first time out, and she looks really big and well. She's gone down well, and she's got the going to suit her. Not surprising that she's favourite, though she has eased to 2-1 from 15-8 at the previous show.
And Las Meninas out to 2-1 now as better money arrives on the course for others in the race. Metcalfe 92 from 4, relatively special 5-1 from 4-1. Lemon Souffle 7-1 from 10, and Kissing Cousin 7-1 from 16-1, 9-1 bar those 5.
There is the winner of the Irish 1,000 guineas. Number 6, Metcalfe, looked very impressive when beating Prophecy by 5 lengths. That was in the Now Gwyn Stakes. That day she'd made most of the running, so I don't think it mattered too much if nobody wanted to go on that Willie wouldn't let her stride along today. She found the ground a little lively in her English guineas, finishing just over 2 lengths fourth behind Las Meninas, but she lost her action a little bit running down into the dip that day, but she made no mistakes in the Irish 1,000 guineas when she gained her revenge by a length and a half by relatively special, a further 3 parts of a length back in 3rd place. So those 3 fillies have all got a great chance today, and a bit of a coup coming on relatively special. But this is a lovely filly with a good temperament now, as you can see. John Dunlop's done a wonderful job on her. He's got her really settled. I think she's going to run a big race.
It looks as if the ground is the key, Jimmy, between Metcalfe and Las Meninas, and it's not in Metcalfe's favour here. 9-2 from 4-1, and that is reflected in the betting.
Ready? Yes, 2-1 Les Meninas, now 5-1 Metcalfe, the Irish 1,000 guineas winner, drifting all the while. Relatively special 5 from 4. More money for Kissing Cousin, 6-1 from 16-1, 7-1 bar.
Here is the best turned out, Relatively Special, number 8, and Roger Harris, who looks after her, wins the £100 prize. Relatively Special ran well, slightly hampered by Metcalfe at one stage in the Irish 1000, finished third, but looked to me as if a mile was plenty short enough for her, Jimmy, and maybe this fast ground won't help her either.
No, I agree, John, there, and she was a little bit unlucky in running. She should be coming into her own at the moment. Look in that picture. Relatively Special, Mount of Frankie Dettori. We'll try and find you Kissing Cousins, another one that's a little bit of a springer in the market. She's running in the first colours of Sheikh Mohammed. There she is, standing quietly under the trees. Had a nice confidence booster on her last start. That was 3 weeks ago, when winning a small race at Leicester by 20 lengths, and that does these fillies a lot of good. Prior to that had been well beaten by Biloxi at Newbury, but I don't think she was half the filly she's looking now. Michael Kinane, looking nice and relaxed there, John.
Yes, 6-1 now, as high as 20-1 this morning, just eased half a point out to 13-2. Quite surprising to find her so well back, because she was well beaten in the Fred Darling Stakes before going on to win a minor event at Leicester, but she was really impressive there, having 20 lengths to spare over Miss Kristen at the post. And now the other Sheikh Mohammed runner is giving a fair bit of trouble for going into the stalls. We'll pick her up in a minute. She has in fact gone in. She was playing up at the beginning of the parade, Jimmy, and I think the parade went on a very long time for her.
You get a little bit on the edge, John. She was. She's a nice filly, though, Eternal Rave, but she's in there now, I think. Yes, there you can see, I think you can see Leicester standing up on the side, actually, on Lemon Souffle, and she's just beyond it. The draw here, the high numbers have the rail shot, which is Pat Edery nearest to us, and I think it's always a little bit easier if you're drawn high on the old mile, because you can choose more or less where you're going to go, and you get that rail to run. That's Kissing Cousins with Michael Kinane. He goes in stall 2. Pat just looking down to see what's to come. Les Meninas goes into stall 3. Number 6, walking in nice, Metcalfe that is, with Willie Carson, walks into stall 6. Last one to go in is Walter Swinburne, I think, who's getting a little bit of trouble from Zafaf. This filly by Chris. And they'll try and get her in without blinds. They'll try persuasion, but you can see the blinds in the handler's hands, in his left hand, in fact. Yes, they're going to pop them on quietly, I think. Walter's saying yes, but a little bit easy. They don't want to frighten this filly. And in fact, this filly, as Julian reminds me, was a very naughty girl when they tried to load her up on the aeroplane to go for the Irish 1,000 guineas. And in fact, played up rather badly and hurt herself rather badly, but she looks okay now, and they think quite a lot of her at Michael Stout's stable. And that's nice to see her go in so nice and gently. Ooh, Walter's saying, whoops, don't make a noise if we can. Just his 2 fingers. Just blinds will come off in a moment. And I think they're nearly all in. So let's go to Peter.
That's it. She's the only unbeaten filly in the race too. Just having a hood removed by Walter Swinburne. That's it. Under orders. And that away. Kissing Cousin breaks fast over on the far side, and Kissing Cousin going on. Kissing Cousin from Eternal Rev, and Lemon Souffle over on the far side. Making ground on the inside is Relatively Special, but it's Kissing Cousin making it, flashing her tail as she makes the pace from on the far side. Leicester on Lemon Souffle. Tracking these two are Eternal Rev. Just in behind them, Metcalfe and also Relatively Special. But racing towards the 5 furlong pole, and it's still Kissing Cousin with the advantage from Lemon Souffle past the 5, racing towards the 4, and Kissing Cousin from Lemon Souffle relatively special just in behind them with Eternal Rev, Lady Fairfax on the outside, racing towards the home turn now in the Coronation Stakes, and it's still Michael Kinnan in the lead from Lester Piggott on Lemon Souffle. Then comes Eternal Rev and Cash Asmussen on the inside, and then Metcalfe. Behind Metcalfe is Lady Fairfax. Into the home straight, and still Kissin' Cousin with the advantage. Kissin' Cousin from Lemon Souffle. Metcalfe's making ground towards the stand side. Kissin' Cousin from Lemon Souffle in the center of the course. Kissin' Cousin still making it from Eternal Rev, and then comes Metcalfe on the outside. Las Meninas is making progress towards the stand side. They're racing inside the final furlong now, and it's Kissin' Cousin from Metcalfe, the challenger on the near side. Eternal Rev and Kissin' Cousin as they race towards the line. Kissin' Cousin and Eternal Rev. It's another photo between Kissin' Cousin and Eternal Rev from Metcalfe and Lemon Souffle and Las Meninas and Zafaf, and looking right back to last place, it was Lady Fairfax. So once again a photo finish to the Coronation Stakes, a photo between number 2 Kissin' Cousin, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Mick Kinnan, and number 1 Eternal Rev, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Francois Boutin and ridden by Cash Asmussen, with the lively possibility that Mick Kinnan has virtually sewn up the Ritz Club Charity Trophy by achieving his 4th success. But once again, it's a close one.
Another masterful piece of riding by Michael Kinnan, waiting in front. Lester on his shoulder, turning in. Also Cash Asmussen on Eternal Rev. John Reid told to hold Las Meninas up, waiting for a split. Willie Carson's got the leaders covered on the outside, makes his move on Metcalfe. Now John Reid gets out, but there's only 2 furlongs to run, and the ones up front aren't stopping. Michael Kinnan goes for his whip, anxious not to raise his whip above the overarm position. Cash Asmussen there with his whip in his right hand, just throwing down his challenge. Lemon Souffle runs out of stamina here. Metcalfe's still got a chance. Las Meninas has got too much to do and doesn't fire today. And now it becomes a duel between the 2 Sheikh Mohammed fillies. Eternal Rev throwing down her challenge. Cash Asmussen, the top rider in France. Michael Kinnan, the top rider in Europe, perhaps. Willie Carson closing all the time in Metcalfe, but without that little burst of toe that she seems to find so effectively on soft ground. It's the 2 fillies in the Sheikh Mohammed colours, just like the Queen Anne yesterday. On the far side, Michael Kinnan getting a little bit extra out of Kissin' Cousin. Will the post come in time for her? Following the new whip guidelines, at the line, it's Kissin' Cousin by a nostril, it looks, from Eternal Rev 2nd, Metcalfe 3rd. Once again, what a race. So, Kissin' Cousin in the photo, 13-2, with Eternal Rev, 33-1 outside. And this is the view that the thousands inside the course enjoyed. This thrilling, pulsating driving finish. These 2 great jockeys riding with their sticks in their left hand, getting the last ounce of ability out of their fillies. Closest to the rails, Michael Kinnan, the man of the moment, his 4th success of the Royal Meeting. Beyond them, Cash Asmussen, and the view that the judge sees, the view of Kissin' Cousin with a nostril ahead of Eternal Rev.
And the virtual assurance that this filly by Dane Hill out of First Kissed by Chris has become Henry Cecil's 5th winner of the Coronation Stakes. Won it in 75, 79, 82 and 1990. Another fantastic result by Sheikh Mohammed, and by the indications of the market, a fairly spectacular gamble landed here too by this filly, who went to post, winner of 3 of her 9 previous races. Henry greeting the virtually assured winner of the Coronation Stakes. The numbers still to be announced. Kissin' Cousin is number 2, Eternal Rev number 1. It has to be said that Lemon Souffle running her first race for 8 months and in the very, very highest company did run a marvelous race. And once again, the crowd hushed as they await the outcome of yet another photo finish. Surely the judge won't need a print for this one. It really looked as though Kissin' Cousin's Pretty Nostril was ahead. Here it comes, the winner. Number 2, Kissin' Cousin. A roar from the crowd. Second, number 1, Eternal Red. Third, number 6, Metaf. And fourth, number 5, Lemon Souffle.
Henry, yet another tight finish. Were you sure you'd won?
Yes, I thought we'd won, yeah. She's a very good filly. I mean, she has her days. So she can run last, she can run first, yeah. The other day she won 20 lengths, and she's very genuine, very genuine.
Is she best when she can dominate?
I shouldn't say that, really, because otherwise they might try and take me on. Not necessary, but she likes being in front.
The official time.
No modern trainer has a better record here at Royal Ascot than you, but this year you produced less runners here than usual. You've been rather...
My fears are a little bit, I'm a bit weak in that line, but I mean, you know, we ran very well. We only just beaten this day in the Group 1, the St James Palace, and we had a third, but we just keep going. But we've always had a winner at Royal Ascot, so it's nice to think we've had one. And then Julia Cecil, she had a win in the first race, so the Cecil's just doing all right.
Absolutely, but it is an extraordinary record that you have here. Do you set out at the start of the year with this meeting top of the list of your priorities?
Not really, but I just like to, when I know what I've got, I like to sort of try and sort of train them for Ascot, and I think that helps. But it's lovely to win a race.
Absolutely. And Distant View, very brave in defeat yesterday.
Yeah, he's got a lot to learn. I mean, you know, on the day that the winner just beat him, but I mean, we'll probably come back and take the winner on in the Sussex, the Goodwood, and our horse is improving, so it might be even a bit closer.
He's a nice horse to have for the autumn, isn't it?
Something to look forward to.
Henry, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
There's the first major shock of the Royal Ascot meeting. Here now the starting prices on the Coronation Stakes. The winner, number 2, Kissin' Cousin at 13-2. Second, number 1, Eternal Rev at 33-1. Third, number 6, Metaf at 5-1.
And Chickawicka breaks fast towards the near side. Chickawicka, one of the leaders on the near side, as they begin to settle down over on the far side. It's a King showing very good foot too, but it's Chickawicka just about the overall leader, being chased by Beware of Agents. In the center of the course, it's a King. Chickawicka on the right, Chickawicka being tracked by Chattelworth. Also prominent is Rustic Craft, and Band on the Run over on the far side is very prominent. Band on the Run, the leader of the group over on the far side. Palace Pageant showing very good foot too, and also showing well is Wandering Thoughts towards the center. Chickawicka still the leader towards the near side from Rustic Craft. Absolute Magic over on the far rail, showing good speed too. Band on the Run, and still Wandering Thoughts on the left-hand group, the far group as we see them at the moment. Wandering Thoughts just about the leader with Band on the Run. These two disputing it. Dyer's not far behind the lead over on the far side. Coming there on the near side is Lap of Luxury. Lap of Luxury and Rustic Craft, and KV on the near side too. And KV on the near side rail, just about the leader on the near side. Over on the far side, Far North is coming there very strongly. Face North rather. Face North on the far side. In the center, it's Realities. Realities in the center. Face North. Then coming there is Lower Egypt, racing up towards the line. And also it's Sharp Review. And as they come to the line, it's going to be Face North. Just Face North is just the winner over on the far side. Face North has won it from Lower Egypt and Realities. And Sharp Review was looking right back to last place, Safan. Well, for once, it's not a photograph, and not a photograph at the end of the 32 runner Royal Hunt Cup with number 26, Face North, owned by Normandy Developments Limited, trained by Reg Kirst and ridden by Alan Munro, the winner. It's very close for second, third and fourth, with Lower Egypt involved, Realities involved, Sharp Review involved, but no doubt about the winner. It's another triumph for Reg Kirst of Epsom, his 16th winner of the season, 26th winner of the season for Alan Munro. The final pace coming from the far to middle side, drawn 30. This Face North winner now of 7 of his 34 races. Just the number 26 in the frame and a photograph for the remaining places.
All the early pace was in the centre of the course. The ones on the stand side didn't have much chance. KV with the white cap came through with a good burst. But meanwhile, 3 from the left, Face North from the number 30 draw has weaved his way through. The other horse, Reality, is there with a terrific chance with the white face. He, for a moment, looked like winning. Then looked to the white sleeves, Frankie Dettori on Lower Egypt, who's so nearly landed the spoils for the Spinal Injuries Association. But now inside the final furlong, it's Face North who's taken the lead. The last challenger with the noseband there, that Sharp Review, Michael Kinnan again. But Face North has it. Lower Egypt on this side. Sharp Review comes with a terrific run, but just too late to get there. The horse who was trained for the race last year, missed out last year, has got in the frame here, has finished third, but Face North wins the Royal Hunt Cup for Epsom. Lower Egypt is second. Sharp Review is almost certainly third. Realities is fourth. The winner returned at 25 to 1. Face North, another triumph for Reg Kirst. And this is the